Have you ever started your day out with nothing on your to-do list and been glad of a chance of being rather lazy for just one day? I have. What a lovely gift, a whole day of just doing nothing in particular and enjoying every minute of it. But, well, sometimes those lovely quiet days don't go quite how we wish they would, do they? My name is Ian Currey, and this is Thinking Out Loud. Come on, let me tell you what I think. Days off are something I look forward to eagerly, carefully planning what I'll do or not do, and anticipating a lovely rest before life kicks back into high gear again. To find time to play with trains or make models or perhaps even experiment with paint in the garage, I have to plan. The grass will need to be cut, yes. Good. I can do that one evening before the weekend. One more thing checked off the to-do list. Haircut. I'll do that on the way home. Check. Fix the toaster. That's just a 5-minute job. I'll do that before breakfast and try it out on my toast. Another check. This day off. It's looking good. My list is almost clear. No deep conversations anticipated. No distractions. No to-do list. What could possibly go wrong? But what about being home with guests, friends and family? The house is going to be full this week and will be for some time to come. Maybe we can play Dead Lions just for one day. Is that too much to ask? Just for one day? Half a day even? I wonder if grown-ups would see what I was playing Dead Lions and what I was really doing. Dead Lions, huh? Well, when the boys were small and in particularly noisy mood, we would play a game called Dead Lions. Here's how it works. You get yourself into a lion posture. Mine was always laying down for some reason. And then you let out one last roar, "Arr!" before pretending to be dead. The last person to move or make a noise was the winner and would be awarded the prize, usually a favorite piece of chocolate. I'd win a lot. Dead Lions was remarkably popular, despite being a sneaky way of getting a few minutes of peace and quiet. Lions are interesting animals, aren't they? Rather proud and noble, the king of the jungle. Some time ago I spent time in the part of the world where those majestic beasts roam freely. At night you could hear them roaring, presumably letting the other animals know it was dinner time. Certainly I wondered how safe the fence beside us was, and if lions would ever think about jumping over it. That roar, they must be nearby. But lions' roar can be heard up to 8 kilometers away and have been known to measure 114 decibels. Although, well, decibels are usually measured 1 meter from the sound source, and I'm not so sure I'd want to be the one taking those measurements. One of my favorite authors, Peter, talked about watching out for those roaring lions. But, well, having watched them hunt and taken pictures of the cute little cubs, I'm not so sure we always get it right. Peter says, stay alert. Watch out for your great enemy, the devil. He prowls around like a roaring lion looking for someone to devour. But watching them hunt, I must say they certainly weren't roaring and yelling. They crept up on their lunch very quietly, inching closer and closer while lunch didn't even know they were there. Once the stealthy lion was within pouncing range, bam! Lunch was served. Peter did start off by saying, stay alert, didn't he? Sometimes when we're watching out for those things that will be a big distraction, the things that will hijack our day, we're looking for the roar, the things that we can see and hear coming. Life isn't like that, is it? Sometimes we've noticed the roar in the distance, but failed to be alert and ignored the deadly implications. This week has been very busy, and that day off I was so looking forward to had a sneaky lion waiting to bite. I jumped in the car to go somewhere, and it wouldn't start. I tried again, and all it would do was flash its lights at me and complain. Oh dear. A couple of weeks ago, I should have taken note of the roar it made when the battery seemed to be flat for no good reason. Now, because I didn't solve the issue then, my day off was degenerating into a hunting session for a new car battery. It's not a huge job, not at all. All you have to do is disconnect a couple of cables, and move the air intake that runs right over the top, then reach down to undo the bolt that holds the clamp in place, and then once that's done, out comes the old battery, in goes the new one, and once those cables are connected again, we're done. 10 minutes, not even. But just as Peter said, not paying attention to the roar a week ago could have been very inconvenient today, couldn't it? So many of the things that trip us up can be anticipated if we're on our guard. The issues that we have as family, with co-workers, with friends even, or can be seen before it's too late if we pay attention. Good relationships don't just happen. We have to work on them and make sure we're not just listening to the distant roar, but also that we're taking care to look out for those little car battery things that can ruin everything so easily. Reading the rest of the chapter here from Peter is interesting too. There are some lovely sentences there about how God cares for us. Right before the warning about sneaky lions, Peter says, "Give all your worries and cares to God, for he cares about you." And one of my favorite life principles is hiding just before that. This is a note that I picked up on long ago when leading crews both in TV and later on in the airline industry. Lead gently by example. Don't lord it over the people assigned to your care, but lead them by your own good example. Whether it be with family, co-workers or friends, whenever we're around them, setting a good example is always going to be the way to go. If the way you live, the way you do things, is attractive, gentle and kind, then your personality will say, "Be like me," and you won't have to. Playing dead lions might be one way to start the process of demonstrating a little peace and quiet could actually be enjoyable. But years later, when one of the boys wanted some respite from an especially hectic day at our house, they asked, "Can we play dead lions?" The example had been set. The break from busy demonstrated, and the faint roar of a child needing a break from hectic was heard. Yes, that day, that busy day, with all the work colleagues and friends in the house, we played dead lions one more time, just to remind ourselves that without taking care of our quiet times, busy will become a roaring lion and will eventually devour us. Until next time, goodbye.